Chapter 11 Night Falls. Drake and Oscar walked behind the hopping Finsterbuns. Wildred danced on Worm's neck as the Earth Dragon crawled along. Worm, thank you for feeding those Finsterbuns, Drake said. Oscar sighed. Your dragon has very amazing powers. You're lucky to be his dragon master. I am, Drake agreed, but I had no idea how powerful he was when we first met. Worm surprised me. I do not think Wildred will surprise me, Oscar said, looking at his dragon. Listen, Dragonstone chooses every dragon master for a reason, Drake said. There is a reason why it chose you. You knew the poem about the dragon's bloom. It was your idea to bring the Finsterbuns to the chamomile field. And danger isn't over yet. Who knows what else you and Wildred can do? Oscar frowned and didn't reply. Then they finally reached the chamomile field. Capri stopped her sunlight. The flower dragon stopped dancing, and the Finsterbuns sniffed the air. Then they began marching on the chamomile flowers. Anna swooped down on Capri and landed beside Worm. We did it, she cried. Drake gazed at the sky. It's almost sunset. We should hurry back to the valley. Anna grinned at the flower dragons. Want a ride? She asked. Several of dragons happily climbed on Capri's back. The sun dragon took off, flying low. When everyone returned to the valley, Drake gathered the flower dragons together. Worm, please tell them to get ready for the werewolf. They should drink lots of starflower nectar to power up, Drake instructed. Worm nodded. Soon, the flower dragons spread out across the field and began to sip the nectar. Oscar took off his backpack. I brought some food for my trip to find my father. We should all eat something. As the sun went down, Anna built a small fire in the clearing on the edge of the flowers. The 3 dragon masters sat near it, watching the flames as they ate. Worm, Capri, and Wildred stayed close by. This plan is madness, Oscar said. There is a werewolf on the way. We need weapons. I think Wildred and the rest of the flower dragons will come through, Drake told him. Yeah, Anna agreed. I've seen dragons do some really amazing things. Oscar looked up at the stars. I certainly hope their power works so we can go look for my father soon. Wildred can come with us, Drake said. I'm sure you two will bond on the trip. Oscar shrugged. Maybe. Wildred is very cute, but I have always dreamed of being dragon master of a big, strong dragon, like the legendary dragon of Strelberg. Drake saw Wildred frown. The little dragon hopped on Worm and walked away. Drake sighed. Oscar, I think. Oh! A howl came from the forest. Drake felt a chill deep inside his bones. Oscar jumped up. The werewolf is here. Chapter 12 Under Attack. Shaking in fear, the flower dragons rushed toward the dragon masters. Bright Eye flew over to Drake. We must wait until the werewolf is inside to perform bloom, she told him. Wildred can command the flower dragons when it is time. Oh! The wolf howled again. Drake's head snapped to the right. That howl came from another direction. Are there 2 werewolves? The creature is circling us, Worm told him. It will force us into a small group that it can attack us all at once. Can you sense what it was and freeze it? Drake asked. It is moving too fast right now, Worm replied. Perhaps when it gets closer. Ow! The howl was louder this time. The hair stood up on Drake's arms. The werewolf is circling us, Drake yelled. On a Capri in place to charge up the flower dragons. I jumped on Capri's back. Capri, fly! Weldred and the rest of the flower dragons grouped together. Worm, Drake, and Oscar stood near the tiny dragons, keeping an eye out for the werewolf. Oh! Drake, the werewolf will attack in minutes, warned. But before Drake could warn the others, the werewolf charged at them, snarling and snapping its jaws. For a second, Drake couldn't breathe. The creature was as big as a horse, with muscles rippling under shaggy brown fur. Two red eyes glowed on its face, and rows of yellow, sharp teeth filled its huge mouth. Drake shook off his fear. Worm, freeze it, he yelled. Worm's eyes began to glow, but the werewolf was faster. It leaped through the air and tackled Worm, knocking him to the ground. It startled and unfurled its jaws, its claws. Overhead, on the crowd, Capri, sunlight. Bursts of bright golden light lit up the night, distracting the werewolf. Capri flew in a tight circle around the flower dragons, focusing her light on them. Drake, soak up the sunlight, Brian called out. The flower dragons lifted their faces to the sunlight. Grrr. The beast leapt away from Worm. It jumped over the earth dragon and lunged toward the terrified flower dragons. Worm, are you alright? Drake cried, running to his dragon. Oscar dashed past Drake and jumped in between the werewolf and the flower dragons. Leave these dragons alone, you monster, he yelled.